嗨，大家好，欢迎来到我的频道，好久不见。So I've been studying Chinese on and off for a few years now, and my study method has changed a lot from when I was a beginner to now at an intermediate level. So today I thought to share how I self-study Chinese now and some general tips. So feel free to take my method as a chance to experiment with your own study routine. When I started out learning Chinese, there's a huge emphasis on learning vocabulary and grammar, as they are the building blocks of a language. But now at an intermediate level, I'm no longer focusing on learning grammar structures or memorizing vocabulary, as my goal now is to improve my speaking and listening level with everything I've learned before. My resources of learning now are more audibly and visually inclined to help improve my listening and speaking level more. I'm mainly using movies, YouTube videos, and music to learn. This not only make learning more fun and interesting, but also I learn faster because I use things that I'm interested in. And the method I use currently is called shadowing. It emphasizes on listening to native speakers and repeating after them until it sounds similar to their speech. Whenever I'm choosing a movie, I choose one that is fun and lighthearted, and they often use realistic everyday language, which is great to practice with. Before beginning, one thing I found that is really helpful while shadowing is by recording myself. I usually just use my phone to record myself and then compare my pronunciation with that of the native speakers. 你们到底好奇什么？什么都好奇。多大？多大？38还是39？38还是39？不记得了。不记得了。啊，完全就是个大树。啊，完全就是个大树嘛。好像是大雁爸爸。好像是大雁爸爸。大雁爸爸是。小孩在国外上学了，已婚男吗？结婚了吗？我刚才问过啦。我刚才问过了。听说已经跟老婆协议离婚了。听说。Whenever I'm shadowing, I sometimes encounter words that I'm not familiar with, and I usually use my Chinese dictionary app called Pleco, which I got off of the Play Store. It's super easy to use and comes in really handy when it comes to looking up words whenever I'm doing back-to-back shadowing, and it's super helpful as well to learn new vocabulary. 交往市场 Similar to movies, I usually do the same with vlogs on YouTube. I choose YouTube videos that pertain to my interest and those that show real life and use everyday language. This in turn helps me learn more day-to-day vocabulary and also vocabulary of things I'm interested in. Although I found vlogs to be more advanced since some of them usually don't have English subtitles that you can read along while watching the video, I found that that's usually the best way to practice your listening and comprehension with. I also use some YouTube channels that focus solely on teaching Chinese, and I really recommend this channel, Mandarin Corner, especially if you're at an intermediate or advanced level and you want to improve your listening or comprehension skills. With music, I also take my time to choose songs that are pretty easy to the ear. There are so many genres to choose from, but I personally prefer slow-paced songs. When I find a song I really like, I usually go to my Notion and I write down the words of the song and then I translate them to English. Although it's really hard to pick up the words at first, listening to them over and over helps open up the ears to how the language sounds. Translating the song also helps with more active learning, and I also get to learn more vocabulary. By doing this, I get to upgrade my listening skills, and I also get to enjoy the songs more.
天黑了，你在哪里等我？在孤单的前方，我大湿的操场，在夜深，在黑暗中做梦，你抓眼迷惑，说想做太阳。
While in my journey learning Chinese and other languages, I found out that pronunciation is one of the most difficult, if not the most important parts of learning a language. But pronunciation, I found, is basically imitation. Learning languages is essentially imitation. It's listening to native speakers and replicating how they sound until you sound like them. And my hope is that whatever or however you plan to learn your languages, whether through mastering vocabulary or grammar, make it fun for yourself. It really helps with the learning process, and I hope my video shed a light on how you can make it fun and you got a little bit out of it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.